Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss how you can create simple Java graphical user interface applications using simple industry standard tools. More specifically, we are going to use NetBeans IDE to create a graphical user interface and program that graphical user interface to perform various user events using Java programming language. Now, for you to be ready to partake this video, please download the latest version of Java Development Kit and also the latest version of NetBeans and install them in your computer. In this video, I am making the assumption that you already understand the basics of Java. That is, you can be able to write a simple Java program, maybe to output your name or maybe to even add two numbers, and therefore I assume that you have watched our previous videos on how to program in Java. If you have not, I've left a link in the description below. You can watch some of our previous videos. Now, to begin, we come here where we have the file. We create a new project. Create a new project here. Select Java with Maven. Then select Java application. Then you click next. Give it a project name. In this case, I'm going to call it GUI App 2025. Then you can browse where you want to save your application. Personally, I love saving my application in local disk D. So I come to where we have local disk D and I select this particular folder. Then I click save and I click finish. So you give it some time. This may take some time depending on how fast your computer is. Mine is quite fast. So as you can see, here we have a simple Java program that has been created for us, and this program has what we call an executable class. And if we come to this particular side, we can see our project has been created here. You can see the project GUI App 2025. We have the source packages. Then we have my folder jk.gui app 2025. And here we have this particular program that is open here. If we run this program, if we click there and run this program, it's going to output for us hello world, because this one is a console application, and therefore the output is going to be this particular section. As you can see, it has outputted for us hello world. But now we are interested in moving away from these console applications into more serious applications that we are calling graphical user interface applications. So how do we now move from this console to a graphical user application? So we come here where you have our project, navigate up to that particular inner folder. Sometimes this could be something like com.mycompany, depending on the settings that you have put in your NetBeans IDE. But most importantly, make sure that you have navigated until you see this particular program that is open here. Counter check the name. This one is GUI App 2025.java. Come and check if it is the one, GUI App 2025.java. After you have confirmed, in the folder that contains that particular app, click on it, then right click, then go to new, then go to JFrame form. Then here you can give it a name. And remember, when you are giving this name, you must follow the rules of naming identifiers. For instance, you cannot use keywords, neither can you start the name with numbers, and equally you're not allowed to use special characters. So let's just call it a GUI interface like that, and then we click finish. So when you click finish, what usually happens is that a Java frame is created for you. This is what we call a Java frame, or you can simply call it a J frame. And in this Java frame, you are supposed to design your graphical user interface here. So to start with, you first pick a panel. A panel is a container, which means that it is supposed to contain other components within it. Now, once you have put the panel there, extend it to your desired size, like that. You can even extend it even further to your desired size. Now, let us think of just a simple application that is supposed to add three numbers, find their sum and their average. And then we see how we can be able to program that simple application. So to start with, we come here and we pick a label. and you drag and drop it there. Then right click on this label, go to edit text and change this particular text, and we can call it num1 or number 1. Let's call it number 1. Number 1, like that. You can see number 1 there. We can also adjust the font slightly. So right click on it again, go to properties. When you go to properties, go where we have the font over here, then select bold and give it a font like 18. 18 looks good. Then click OK, like that. You can see now it looks a little bit more clear. Now you can repeat the same for the second label. You can come here and put a label there. Right click again, then type number 2, like that. Then go ahead and change the font. Go to properties, then fonts, bold, and then 18. Now for the third number, we can decide to go through the same procedure, but like we can see, this procedure may take quite some time, and because I have no intentions of making this video to be quite lengthy, I'll use a shortcut. So just come here, put my cursor there, click on this, then press Ctrl C, and I press Ctrl V to copy this particular label. Then I drag the duplicate and I put it right there. All right, then I right click on it, I go to edit text and change this one to number 3. So there we go. You can even drag them down slightly so they can have some sufficient space. So we have our labels for the first number, our label for the second number, and our label for the third number. Now what we need next are fields in order for us to be able to input these numbers. So we need some fields to enable us to input the numbers. So in Java, we use the text field to input any number. So come here, select the text field, and you place it there. Now right click, go to edit text, and you remove that text that is there. Why are we removing the text? Because we expect that the text field should be editable even when we are running the program, so that you can be able to input the numbers that we desire. Let us change the font of this particular text field so that it can have internal consistency. So we also give it bold and we give it font number 18, like that. And you can click close. Then we can resize this text field slightly to make it some commendable size. Move it closer like that. That looks good. Then you can repeat the same procedure, drag another text field and go through the same procedure. But you can just come here and press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Then you drag this one and place it right there. All right. Press Ctrl C and Ctrl V again. Then you drag this one and put it right there. As I'm dragging, if you can see, there are some dotted lines that are appearing. These ones help you in aligning so that you can make sure that all your components are aligned so that they have some level of internal consistency. After that, now we need fields in order for us to output the sum and for us to output the average. So I'll come to where we have number 3 here, the label. I Ctrl C and I Ctrl V again. I drag this one and I put it there. I Ctrl C and I Ctrl V again. Then I'll drag this one and put it there. Then I'll right click on this one, and this one I'm going to call it sum. Then I'll right click on this one, and this one I'm going to call it average, like that. Then I come here, I Ctrl C this one and I Ctrl V because I want somewhere to output. I put the text field there, like that. Ctrl C again and Ctrl V. I drag this one and I put the text field right there. Now, as you can see, we have our program very well laid out. We can see that we even have much more space there. Can be able to reduce this space to avoid wastage and for our app to look a little bit much more nice, like that. Now, what we need to do is that we need a mechanism in which after the user inputs the first number, they input the second number, and they input the third number, then they perform a certain action so that the sum and the average can be outputted over here. There are multiple ways that can be done, and these multiple ways we refer to them as user events. One of the easiest ways is to use a button. So I'll come here and pick this button. I drag it and I drop it right there. Then I'll go to edit text and I call this button calculate. Calculate or click or whatever you want to call it. You can resize it to your desired size. You can even actually bring it down here. Then let's change the font size. Properties, font, bold, 18. You know that I'm using a consistent font size for purposes of consistency. Let us make this button to look a little bit more stylish. Then you come here, click on properties, go to where we have borders, look for borders, where you can be able to see the borders. Border. Right here we have border. Click on these three dots, select bevel border so that the button can look as if it is raised slightly. Then you click OK and you click close. There we have. You can click on this camera icon to preview our design. Wow, looks nice. It's quite a nice design. Now we go ahead and program this design so that it does the specific task that we want it to do. Before we program, most importantly, we need to understand the variable names of these particular text fields. So we come to this text field, we right click on it and we go to change variable name. We note the name that is here. This is J text field 1. We can be able to change this variable name to a variable name that we desire. For example, personally, I'm going to call it num1 underscore txt. num1 underscore txt. Then I click OK. Then I come to this one. This is number 2. I go to change variable name. This is JTextField2. Then, because I don't want to keep on remembering which one is TextField1 and which one is TextField2, because they may get distorted while I was copying, I just change the variable name and I put this one to num2 underscore txt, like that. Then I come to this one, change variable name. This one is JTextField3. I change the variable name to num3 underscore txt. Then I click OK. Then I come to this one, change variable name. This one is JTextField4. I change it to sum underscore txt, like that. Then I come to this one. This one is JTextField5. I change this one to average underscore txt, like that. Now, just a reminder, we have changed this one from JTextField1 to num1 underscore txt. This one from JTextField2 to num2 underscore txt, and this one from JTextField3 to num3 underscore txt. This one from JTextField4 to sum underscore txt. This one from JTextField5 average underscore txt. And those changes are already reflected over here. If you look at this particular section, you can be able to see the changes that we have been able to put. Now, having known that, we go back to the basics of the user events. We expect the user to put the first number there, put the second number there, put the third number there, click on calculate button, and then the sum and average are outputted over here. So how do we go about it? Come here, we have the calculate button, click on it, then right click, then go to events, action, then go to action, performed. Events, action, performed. Now you'll see private void j button 1 action performed. And once you see that, just click enter here. This one is a comment. In Java, whenever you see 2 slashes, that one is a comment. So now we already have where we are supposed to write our code. Our source code, this one, source. And here we have the design. So we expect the user to input the number, the first number here. So we need to declare a variable that is going to capture whatever the user inputs here. So let's call it double num1 is equal to, now we come back to this design. This one is a text field. And if this one is a text field, it means that whatever the user inputs here, whether it is a number, it is going to be in string data type. And we cannot add 2 strings, we can only concatenate strings. And therefore, we need to convert this one from a string to a double. So how do we do that? We use this particular method. We say double dot pass double. Then we pass the string. The string that we expect to convert from a string to a double is coming from a text field that we have named num1 underscore txt. Then we use the method known as getText to capture the value of num1 underscore txt. We repeat the same for the second one. Double num2 is equal to, now we are in this particular text field, and the variable name for this text field, as we can see here, is num2 underscore txt. Equally, we still need to convert it from string to double. So we say double dot pass double. Then here we pass our string, which is num2 underscore txt dot, there is a typo here, this one n is supposed to be caps. Remember, Java is case sensitive. Num2 underscore txt dot get text, like that. Then you terminate. Then you go to the third number. So we say double num3 is equal to double dot pass double num3 underscore txt dot get text, like that. Now we already have our variable names for each of our numbers, and now what is remaining next is for us to compute the sum. So we come here and say double sum is equal to num1 plus num2 plus num3. Very simple. Double sum is equal to num1 plus num2 plus num3. We also need to compute the average. So we say double average is equal to sum divided by 3. Very simple. So now we have the sum and we have the average. But let's go back to our design. In this design, we expect the user to input the first number, the second number, the third number. Then we click here, the sum is outputted there, and the average is outputted here. Now, from our code here, sum and average, they are in double data type. And here, this one is a text field, and this one is equally a text field. So these ones, they expect string data type. Therefore, we need to convert sum and average from double data type to string data type. So how do we do that? So let's create a string and we call it x. String x is equal to string dot format, like that. Then here we put some quotation marks, we put a modulus, then we put a dot or a period, then 2f to mean that we expect our output to have two decimal points. Even when it is converted to a string, we expect it to retain two decimal sum. Then you terminate. So after converting a sum from a double to a string, and now the string is referred to as string x that we have created over here, the next thing that we need to do is to now output this string on this particular text field, So to do that, we just come here and say the name of this text field was what? Click on it. Look here. Over here, you can see that the name is sum underscore txt. So you say sum underscore txt dot set text. Set text is the method that you use whenever you want to display any text. And in this case, we want to display a text known as string x, and string x is basically the value of sum that has been converted from a double to a string. We go to the next one, and now in this case, we create another string called y to convert average from a double to a string. So string y is equal to string.format, then we say still modulus dot two floating points, comma, and in this case we are converting average, like that. Then let us output the value of y. Where are we outputting the value of y? We are outputting the value of y on this particular text field, which is known as average underscore txt. Remember, you can also just right click on it here, go to change variable name to see the name. It is average underscore txt. So we say average underscore txt dot set text. Remember, set text is the method that we use whenever we want to display text. And now there we go. We have our code, we have our design, and here we have the interface, very nice looking, and we have a user event code that is supposed to enable us to get the sum and the average of these three numbers. Now the next big thing is how we run this particular program. To run this program, just come here where we have the project, navigate to where we have our project, where you have our program, which is a GUI interface. Right click on it and then run file. Run file. This may take some time depending on how fast your machine is. So give yourself some few minutes. Wow, mine is already running. So come here, we put the first number, maybe we can put 10. We come here, we put the second number, 13. Can come here and put the second number as 8. Then we click calculate. And you can see the sum and the average. So our program works perfectly, and that one is very much okay. But there's something, this particular output or this particular interface seems to be aligned more towards the top left corner, and we would like it to appear at the center. So how can we make it to appear at the center? First close it, then we close this particular output, we go back to the source. In the source, navigate up to the top, then scroll very slowly, look for this particular section, public GUI interface, then look for int components over here, click enter, and then you type this code, set location relative to, in brackets, null, to mean that you don't want the location of that particular interface to be relative to anything. That simply means that it will be centered. So if we run the program once again, come here, GUI interface, and we run file. There we go, it is now centered. So you come here, you put your first number, 10, 13 again, we put 8 again, and we calculate, and there we are good to go. We can even change this number to 17 maybe. There we go, and the program is working perfectly. So thank you for watching this video. It is my hope that you have learned something. Please subscribe to this channel, also give us a thumbs up and give us a comment in the comment section. We'll be posting more on this channel on how to create various Java applications and also how to create deep learning and machine learning applications using Python programming language. So don't forget to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and also share it with your friends. Thank you very much.